We are into the crunch time of the season. The last 2 weeks, this little playoff push here at the end. So there's probably a bunch of scenarios where you get in and a bunch where you don't. So win your matchups. But what's up, Hammer?
None much, man. It's actually I don't really have a lot to play for in all four of my leagues. In my two dynasty leagues, I already clinched a playoff spot, and in my two redraft leagues, the injuries just sunk me to no end. So I'm pretty much out of both redraft playoffs, but I clinched in
Damn.
both dynasty playoffs.
Nice.
So not a lot of drama, just mainly seeding. I could still get a first round bye in both leagues. So there is still something to play for. But yeah, man, these bye weeks plus the injuries, it's just a war of attrition right now. So let's get it cracking. 2 games left.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 redrafts. So far I have 2 buys coming into this week. So trying to continue that, and then one I should still make the playoffs if I bang out one of the next 2 weeks. I won't get a bye, but I should be like fourth, fifth, or something like that. So as
Nice.
long as I'm in, we've
That's
got
it.
we've got
That's
a
it.
shot. We got a shot. So
That's all you ask for. Just get in the playoffs and make something happen.
Kev, what up, Kev?
What's
Yeah,
going on,
man, 2
Kev?
left. It's really down to the nitty gritty here. And the good thing is, in all my leagues, I'm dominating in points scored. So I have like the tiebreaker where it's kind of
That's what
like
you
you
want.
carry it almost as an extra game because it's just so
Mm-hmm.
far ahead. So that I can say is all my leagues, I'm pretty much top 3 in points scored, which is nice.
Nice.
Hate relying on the week 14 with those buys in place. Yeah. It's tough. I don't think I have much guys on any of my redraft teams that have much buys in week 14.
Yeah, most of the bye weeks are done. I know there's still, a couple of teams here and there. I know the Giants have a very late bye if you're rolling with Jackson Dart. But not much on that Giants offense that you're going with outside of Jackson Dart, unless you're desperate, like a Tyrone Tracy or a Singletary or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
Dart
even
is
a
the only one.
Wandell's been good.
Dart's the only one where in week 14, I may need to play Shador in that 2 QB one.
Ooh,
But I should have, if I could win this week, I might have the 2 seed locked up or 1
nice,
seed locked up. So I should be good.
nice.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're getting down to it here. So we've got, I guess let's go over some of the injury stuff, Hammer, what we got going on.
Interesting. Tyler Warren battling a stomach virus, but will play. And I was actually going to put some bets on him, but I wasn't sure, if he was going to play. But Tyler Warren battling a stomach virus will play. So fire him up. It's a tough matchup against the Houston Texans, but he's top 3 at the position. So you kind of want to play him regardless.
Right.
Bucky Irvin, the return of the prodigal son, will play. Now, I will say this. I would mitigate my expectations for Bucky Irvin because Sean Tucker has played pretty well. And obviously, they got Rashad White to mix into the action. So temper your expectations with Bucky Irvin, but I would probably give him a go, considering obviously running back after the first, 8 to 10 guys, you're pretty shallow.
Right.
And they are taking on an Arizona team that's not particularly great. So potential for Bucky Irvin. So Bucky Irvin in Darren Waller, for what it's worth. I don't know if you're necessarily playing him, but Darren Waller got reactivated from IR, so he will be playing. Amarion Hampton, we all thought after the Chargers week 12 bye that Amarion Hampton would be back, but he's not. So a little bit of concern there with Amarion Hampton. He's ruled out, so looks like Vidal, you can fire him up again in your leagues. Brian Thomas Jr. back for the Jags, for what it's worth. So I don't know how confident you will be in firing him up. A ton of us put a ton of draft capital in him.
Right.
So you may not have a choice at this point, but for what it's worth, Brian Thomas in. Alvin Kamara ruled out.
That Neil.
Yep. Neal is a good play. Bum ass JJ McCarthy is out in concussion protocol. So they have your boy Max Bronsner season.
He looked good in preseason. I mean,
no, we're not doing that. We're definitely not doing that.
He's got nothing to lose, so he's gonna.
I agree with that, and he's got weapons. We know.
Athlete, what's up? Caps, Diaz, Frank, what's up, everybody? We got a lot in the building here. But yeah, go ahead, and then we'll get into some of the questions here.
CJ Stroud back in the action for Houston.
Yeah, I mean, would we rather kind of have Davis Mills?
I was getting ready to say that. I was looking at it too, because like I said, I was making some bets last night, and I'm like, I was looking at a little Nico Collins action, but I'm not sure.
Nico, I mean, Higgins has been good the last few weeks. Like,
right. Just to keep this moving before we get to your questions, Aaron Rodgers will play in a snowy kind of Cleveland. Oh no, who's Pittsburgh playing? They're not playing Cleveland. They are playing Buffalo. Pittsburgh home to Buffalo.
Which brings the athlete's question here. Go
ahead, run it.
It was with the weather conditions in Pittsburgh, would you start Mariota over Aaron Rodgers?
And Mariota's taken on a tough Denver team. I still lean Aaron Rodgers, because if he really couldn't play, he wouldn't play. It's on his non-throwing. It's on his left wrist, which is his non-throwing. Now he still has to take the snaps, and a lot of quarterbacks, they pat the ball, or they hold the ball with two hands coming out of the snap. So I don't know how much that affects his ability to be able to grip the ball and just take snaps from either under center. Most likely he'll be in a lot of shotgun action, probably, to mitigate some of that, action on the wrist. But I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers here, just because Mariota has an insanely tough matchup against arguably the top two defense, along with Cleveland, with the Denver Broncos. So I'm going to roll with Aaron Rodgers. You could make a case for Mariota, but if he was playing anybody outside of Denver or Cleveland, I would have probably leaned Mariota. But because of that defense, I'm going to lean Aaron Rodgers here.
Yeah, I mean, it might have to be Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, Mariota hasn't been bad, and he's at least the last couple of weeks, and he has the rushing. He does have the rushing upside, so
he's been okay.
That's good as well. But you would have to think, at least if Pittsburgh is getting in, like, it's Rodgers throwing it in,
or screening it to Warren and Gainwell.
So, yeah, I'll go Aaron Rodgers, but that's a tough one. I mean, if you wanted to go Mariota, you can, but get lucky.
Couple of quick ones before we get, because these are potentially in fantasy impact worthy. Terry McLaurin expected to play. Obviously, we know Jaden Daniels is out, but Terry McLaurin is back. We talked about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's going to play on Monday night. Baker Mayfield trending to play. That's a big one. He hasn't been great the last couple of weeks. So just take a note on that. Trey Benson ruled out. So looks like Bam Knight and DeMercado.
We thought he was going to be back too. Another running back that is late to come back.
Yep. And then last quick one on the injury front. Man, this was a tough one. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes down on Thanksgiving Day. And that is a massive injury. So it looks like the guy Tesla would be a good pickup if he's not available. And then obviously without Sam Laporta as well. So you got two of the main targets there. So I think, I believe his first name is Isaac Tesla would be a good waiver wire pickup if he's already not rostered.
Yeah, I got a few zeros coming into the week already.
Same.
St.
Brown.
With Amon-Ra, but
that was a big one. And that's pretty much all of the major news.
Marv is expected to play, apparently.
Well, they didn't list that here. Is he?
It says he's supposed to come back. It still says questionable, though. I don't know if they made a.
Were they going to start? Well, we're coming up on that.
I think it was as per Schefter, was that he was going to play. He is active.
I don't see.
It says he is expected to play as per Chef.
Drake London also doubtful. So it doesn't look like Drake London's gonna play.
No, he's not. He's definitely not gonna.
I think one of the questions here, Diaz just answered, just asked it. It says Colts quarterback
Jones.
Daniel Jones has a fractured fibula per rap sheet. Jones will continue to try and play through it and was listed as a full participant in practice. So that's good news for Colts fans and Alec Pierce owners and Michael Pittman owners and Tyler Warren owners. So looks like Daniel Jones is going to give it a go. But fractured fibula and you're still playing? That's odd.
Cap said Knicks or Brissett. He needs one flex. Aaron Jones, Parker Washington, Cortland Sutton, or Woody, all same team.
Gotcha. So two really good matchups for both teams. Bo Nix taking on a Commanders defense that is not that great. And then you got Jacoby Brissett, who's just been really good throwing the ball, and they're throwing it all over the place. Give me Jacoby Brissett here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the rate that they're throwing it and just
the volume,
how good it's happening, the efficiency. It's so good that it's like, I don't know, do we just ride this wave? I mean, I'm still starting Brissett over Goff. So,
and Goff wasn't bad on Thanksgiving. He was solid.
He was solid, and that's like it's one of those tough things. But I mean, if Brissett's going to drop back 50 times a game, I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Frank. What up, Frank?
Yep. Kev, DJ Frank. Yep, he's been good. Pick a tight end: Juwan, Hawk, or Waller.
I don't think it's Hawk. Waller's very interesting because when he was out there in the first couple of games, Tua was finding him. No cheetah. Juwan Johnson, though, quietly tight end 7. So I'm going to go with Juwan Johnson here at tight end 7.
The first game back for Waller, too. Like, I'll take Juwan, and I think I can live with that.
Yeah. Quick note on that game as well. Chris Olave will play.
Yes.
I know he sustained an injury during practice, so Chris Olave is in, but I still think that Juwan Johnson is the play here, regardless if Olave plays or not, because he's getting really good volume.
Shit, we forgot about the flex for Caps here. My bad. Jones, Washington, Sutton, or Woody?
Damn. You can make a case for all of them. So that's when you start looking at matchups. The one thing with Cortland Sutton that's not alarming, but it looks like Troy Franklin is moving up the ladder and could be supplanting Cortland Sutton as that wide receiver 1 in Denver, which doesn't have a consistent passing game to begin with. So that's a little iffy for me on Cortland Sutton. I do love his touchdown upside over the course of his career, but BTJ back in Jacksonville, that nullifies Parker Washington. Obviously, they got Jacoby Myers over there. So it's between Aaron Jones or Woody. Houston taking on Indy. Minnesota taking on Seattle. Give me Woody Marks here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard one. I think it should be between Jones and Woody. Like, that's kind of how I'm looking also. But it's just so tough with Woody. Sometimes they play him a lot, sometimes they don't. But I mean, all right, I'll go with Woody as well, but Jones is close. I think you can go either or there.
And Jones does get decent work in the passing game,
right?
But we also have an unknown at quarterback now from Minnesota, so we're not sure what that's going to look like. Will they lean on Aaron Jones in the run game and the short passing game?
They should. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go Jones. I'm going to go Jones there. I'll go Jones.
I talked you into it.
Yeah. All right, Jay, what's up, Jay? Has Irving Hampton injuries been frustrating as hell during the supposed timelines? Answer. Anyways, my questions are Gadsden or Johnson at tight end, Vidal or Marks, I guess, if Irving, ETN, lean ETN.
Yeah, I would go with ETN over Bucky if that's the choice right now, just because ETN has a plus matchup against Tennessee, and Bucky is first game back in over 2 months. They got, like I said, they got Sean Tucker and Rashad White in that mix as well. And there are reports out of Tampa that they're going to ease Bucky Irvin back in. He's not going to get 20 carries today. So I'm good with the ETN over Bucky. And I'm going with Juwan Johnson. Now, Gadsden is... I like what he's done with the Chargers. But they do have a ton of guys there. They got McConkey, they got Keenan, they got QJ, they got the running game. And he's tailed off a little bit since that hot start. Give me Jawan Johnson as the consistent producer. If you're looking for a really solid floor, give me Jawan Johnson here.
Yeah, I agree. I am doing the same there.
And then Vidal
And
or
then
Marks.
Vidal and Marks, yeah.
That's a really good one. Who the Chargers taking on? Vegas? Yeah. I might go Vidal here, especially with Hampton out in a solid matchup against Vegas. You think that the Chargers should be ahead, so that would be some good work for Vidal. Yeah, I'm going to go Vidal over Marks slightly, though.
Yeah, it was just a better offense. It's just a better,
Right.
it's a better bet kind of to make. But, not saying Marks can't outscore him, but just I would go with Vidal there as too. So going Johnson, going Vidal, going ETN, agreed. That's what we're rolling with. Frank, how bad is the weather in Cleveland? I'm thinking about making some bets on the unders in the passing game.
I love that as well. And Frank makes a really good point in terms of that's also something that we're going to have to start factoring into some of our matchups as well, right? With the weather, especially if you got some injuries or some of those fringe guys, we start taking a look at the weather as well. And I was actually looking at the weather report for some of the bets I was making yesterday. So yeah, Frank, I'm really good with the unders in the passing game in that Cleveland. Who they taking on? San Francisco game, yeah.
All right, Kev said Josh on the Discord said Woody, Tet, or Bucky.
We're sitting Bucky today.
Yeah,
not always sitting Bucky. We're not always sitting
Right.
Bucky, depending on the situation. But in this, it's between Woody and Tet. Carolina taking on the Rams, and you think they may be down in that game. The Rams are amazing. I might lean Tet here, just on potential game script for passing. You can make the case for Woody, but I'm going to go Tet in this situation, trying to look at it as, Carolina being down. Bryce Young might have to throw it 40 times, and Tet should be the beneficiary of some of that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely going with Tet there over Bucky and Woody. Give us some Tet. Jones is literally a sitting duck today. Yep. I mean, hopefully he could just stay healthy, like he doesn't get hurt more. I mean,
right. And listen, they have Jonathan Taylor back there. It's not like they rely on Daniel Jones to be this, Aaron Rodgers and
you just got to be okay.
Throw it, right.
Don't turn it over. Hand the ball to JT, and they're gonna be all right. What up, Steve? Pick one wide receiver and 2 flex. Waddle, McConkey, Dowdle, Kenneth Walker, Neal, also Broncos or Chargers.
Okay. I think I'm playing Waddle. So I really, obviously no Tyreek Hill. I know we just talked about Waller being back, but Waddle is the guy. So I'm definitely playing Waddle today.
Agreed.
I'm playing McConkey as well. McConkey's been really good over the last month-ish. So McConkey's playing as well. And then we essentially need one more between Dowdle, Walker, and Neal. I think I might lean Kenneth Walker, but Sharps is eating into that. Vikings, not sure if they can be able to keep up with Seattle in this particular game. So they may be ahead. Dowdle taking on San Francisco. Dowdle taking on the Rams. And then Devin Neal against Miami.
I mean, it should be Dowdle, but going against the Rams, you're like,
right. In a
game
at the same time,
do they somehow keep it close enough to freaking run Dowdle rampant? I mean, we haven't really been able to trust Kenneth Walker too much, although the last 2 games he's been decent enough.
Yeah, he's getting middling work. That's the problem, is that there's very little upside unless he scores a touchdown. He's been getting some decent work in the passing game too over the last couple of games.
So he has gotten some of the goal line carries also the last few games, but is that going to continue?
I'll go with Rico Dowdle as well. But it does make me nervous that if they get down. Now, Dowdle did get some good passing game work, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's been good in the passing game as well. Wasn't great against San Francisco on the ground. and his last really great game was against Green Bay, where he just went bananas. Where he's RB2 for the week, but he's getting good passing work. So yeah, let's go with Dowdle. Even if they are down, he has shown capability in the passing game.
Right. Hopefully they get to the goal line. So I feel he's got more upside than the others. But I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Neal somehow has a good game today.
Yeah, that's possible.
Purdy or Tyrod? What up,
Ooh,
Philip?
and we just talked about the weather situation, so I could see where this is a question.
Right.
I don't know how much faith I have in Tyrod. The weather's not great here in the Northeast either. It's kind of rainy. It's not overly windy, but I don't expect the Jets to score a ton of points. Man, I may lean Purdy here, but I'm not in love with either option.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a world where Tyrod is just dinking and dunking his way down the field little by little and then just winds up throwing like 2 tutties because they get down to the goal line. But, Purdy also obviously has that ability too. So I think I'm still gonna roll with Purdy, but it's a fair
Well, the
question.
reason why that is because that weather in
Right.
Cleveland is really kind of mitigates some of the
That's what I'm
passing
saying.
game.
Yeah. Olave or Rico?
Ooh, that's a good one. Olave's been pretty solid. Now, I know with the change in quarterback, still pretty good. I think I'm gonna go Olave here.
Yeah, I mean
21 targets in the last 2 games. He's
yeah.
been pretty consistent outside of week 9 versus the Rams. He's been really good.
He's always been. But yeah, I'll go with Olave also. Athlete, Niners D, Cleveland or Jags. Niners D at Cleveland or Jags D at Tennessee.
That's incumbent on the 49ers stopping the run, right? Because
Right.
they're going to run with Judkins a ton. Shador obviously doesn't run really that much at all, so there's not really much of a dual threat. Jags defense is pretty interesting, but Cam Ward has shown some flashes of getting better. So I'm going to go with 49ers defense here. And Shador has already shown us in a game that he can turn the ball over. So I'm going to go 49ers defense in bad weather.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty safe. Like I don't expect Cleveland to put up some insane amount of points. But the Jags get some turnovers and it's tough because Tennessee they just have nobody. Like literally.
No, they don't. But I mean, like I said, Cam Ward, we know he hasn't been good this year. There's no, getting
Right.
around it. But Jacksonville defense is 27th against in fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. So, and
Right.
Cam Ward against a tough Seattle defense was QB4 last week. Now, I know the game script obviously allowed him to throw it 42 times, a career high, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But he also had 6 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown, which I would like to see a little bit more of that. So if he
Right.
could kind of become like a dual threat ish, I think that bodes well. So, yeah, Cam Ward has played a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Since the bye, he's been, and that's 2 games, but he was QB 18, not great, but then QB4 last week, and he doesn't have a turnover or an interception in his last 3 games.
Right.
So he might be turning the corner a little bit. So 49ers defense there.
Yeah, we'll abide by the weather and we'll just play it safe. Ginger Ninja, what's up, man? Been a while. So
Glad to have you
Minnesota
back.
just got pounded with snow. Sure, the weather is in Cleveland today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really windy and kind of crappy there. Absolutely.
Frank, I got the Seattle D in all three of my redraft leagues. So they've just been having solid matchups and they've been scoring and
they're a good defense regardless. Yeah,
every
they're
week
a good defense
you can just start them.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, what up, Josh? Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Same. Yeah, it was a good Thanksgiving. The Packers, did you see what the Packers did, baby, against the Lions? Jordan Love, dog. Let's go. Toyotathon love.
Josh, we had just went over this a few minutes ago, and then I think I wrote back in the Discord there for you. But we're both rolling with Tet there. Reluctant to play with Bucky this week, just with first game coming back, and possible just splitting of a ton of the work there. So we're sitting Bucky.
You could make the case for Woody.
You could make the case for Woody for sure, but I think we're both gonna roll with Tet, but the case can be made for sure for Woody. He says, "Well, do I sit Rico and start Tet and Woody in that case?"
I like Rico's kind of volume, and we just talked about Rico in the
Right.
passing game over the last
Right.
couple of weeks. So even if they are down, you would imagine that he gets some receiving work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to sit Rico for Woody. I don't think I'm doing that. So yeah, let's roll with Tet. Kev and a 1 point tight end premium start Ertz, Harvey, or Marv as a flex play.
Our first game back, I do like the volume though. They're letting Jacoby Brissett sling it, and you gotta imagine Marv is going to be the beneficiary of some of that. RJ Harvey.
He should have. I mean, it was a rough last week, but this should be the time that Harvey breaks out. I mean,
In a
against
plus
Washington, against Washington, he should, and then he's got Vegas the week after, so he should have 2 solid weeks here. Marv is tricky because it is the first game back, and with the emergence of Michael Wilson and even just Marv coming back just from injury, they don't have nothing to play for. Do they ease him back in a little bit, and not give him full snap percentage today? Ertz, I mean, even with the 1 point tight end premium, he hasn't done really
Ertz is
much
reliable
the last 2 weeks, but
he's reliable. But that is a tough matchup they're going up against.
No, I'm not looking against that.
No, Ertz has been really solid. He's been providing you with a stable floor the last pretty much all season.
Yeah, he's giving you a decent floor. I mean, the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, with the tight end premium, I mean, damn.
I think I'm just going to go Marv here. I'm going to go Marv here just because I like the volume in Tampa, which is going to be good. Oh, no, that's not Tampa. They're playing who's playing Denver. No. What am I talking about? Cardinals are playing Tampa. Yeah. I'm going Marv here. In good weather in Tampa, Jacoby Brissett probably firing it 40 times. I'm going to go Marv here.
I don't know. I'm still scared of Marv. For just this week is tough.
I get it.
I mean, Ertz is interesting because automatically he's going to give you like 8 points just on catches alone.
8 to 10. Yeah.
Right. So he's going to give you a solid floor. You can feel safe with that. But can you also feel safe with Harvey giving you something like that, even in a bad game? Like, I mean, I feel like he can do that also. See, I'm going to go Harvey just slightly. But I don't mind Marv either. But like I said, Ertz is going to be the safest. So depending on what you need here,
the Marv definitely has the highest upside of all these 3.
Yeah. Philip, Charbs or BTJ?
I'm going to go BTJ here just because Charbs is just touchdown dependent.
Right.
I'm going BTJ.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the upside is there with BTJ, even though he hasn't been good. Charbs is, if he gets a touchdown, you're lucky, and even still, how many points is that? So,
right.
Give me BTJ. Josh, I appreciate you. Sorry, all good, Josh. I tried to write in there quick as we were on the show here, going through everything, getting a quick workout in while I get the lineup set. Yep.
Love that.
Do your thing. Yeah, I still got to make sure I get my old lineup set also, damn. Phillips at Gainwell, Rico, Shakira, Franklin, Neal, start 3.
We're definitely going Rico here.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Warren's back for Pittsburgh, and he was pretty good last week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but so is Gainwell.
So it's
fucked.
So they basically split 50-50, it looks like. Warren was
I
on the
mean, but he
field
had 6.
50%.
Gainwell's got 6 catches, 7 catches the last 2 games.
They're using him.
Now it is a Buffalo game where do they implement the short passing game,
Yep.
with Gainwell out of the backfield. So he's going to give you solid, production. But, are you playing him over Rico, though?
He needs 3.
And then you got Franklin.
And Neal. Can make a case for all these guys, honestly.
Mhm.
But I'm definitely going Rico here as one. Gainwell's very tricky, man. He's so tricky. They have been using him the last couple of weeks. Shakir is my guy. I love me some Khalil Shakir. He's my guy. I'm a big fan, but he's just a wide receiver 3, like with wide
Right.
receiver 2 upside. That's what he is. Troy Franklin, I pulled Troy Franklin off my taxi squad last week, and I put him in my lineup. So I'm rolling with Troy Franklin as a flex in one of my lineups just because I like the matchup, and I think he's starting to command number 1 type targets over the last couple of weeks. And then you mentioned Neal, with Kamara out against Miami. Give me Rico, give me Shakir, and give me Franklin. But I'm here. I hear the Gainwell stuff. I really do.
I know
And with Aaron hurt, he, like you said, he might go to that short passing game.
Damn, that's a tough one. It's not Neal, even though it very well could be.
And all these guys could finish in the same range. Like you could pretty much make the case.
Right.
So you have to start splitting hairs.
And I like Shakira too because of the weather also. Like that's, again, that short kind of.
I actually read a stat too I forgot what I was looking at. I think I was making some bets or whatever, that Shakir has a catch of over 19 and a half yards in like 5 out of his last 7 games or something crazy like that. So he's giving you even some more explosivity. I'm gonna go with
Gainwell, Rico, and Shakira, and I'm gonna not go with Franklin. But like you said, it's close. You could really pick any of these guys.
They could all finish in the same range. Yep.
And then Purdy over Mayfield.
No, I'm taking Baker here.
Yeah, I mean, with the weather, let's roll Baker.
Yeah, we're going Baker. I know Baker coming off the end, or Baker had that injury to the shoulder. I'm not sure if it was a throwing shoulder or not.
No, I don't think it was a throwing shoulder. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but I cannot confirm that at the moment.
I'll tell you right now.
You got Jackson Dart coming back Monday night.
Is Wandell in play?
Yes, he's good. Injury? He's good to go. He's off the injury report.
Yeah, it's the non-throwing shoulder, low-grade sprain for Baker. So, but Baker's going to play.
Yeah, Wandell's been solid all season. I mean,
Wandell's been awesome.
I mean, he was good. He was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's he's wide receiver 11. Like, he's a wide receiver 1 this year. Now, quietly, he did have that big game against Detroit that kind of skewed it a little bit, and he had another really, really big game against Dallas. But overall, you can plug him in your lineup as your wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3.
Easy. Phillip, Michael Wilson, or Franklin?
Michael Wilson.
I think it had just the pure volume that they've been having. It's got to be.
Yep.
It's got to be Michael Wilson. Now, it's interesting with Marv coming back, like who's going to get the majority of the work. Like Marv has been good all season. He's been a wide receiver 2. He hasn't been that wide receiver 1 we all wanted him to be, but he's been solid. And then here comes Wilson now with Marv out, just fucking dominant.
Balling.
Like Marv didn't do this.
No, but also,
can he do this? Would he have done this if Michael Wilson was out and it would have been roles reversed? I do think that he could do this, but I think it's just a huge question in the community of like, all right, what the hell are we doing now? Like, Michael Wilson is, how close is he to Marv?
and also let's not forget that Michael Wilson and Jacoby Brissett have built up that rapport over the last couple of weeks. That's been extremely fruitful for both guys. So I think Marv does take away some of those targets from Michael Wilson, but I still think Michael Wilson can be extremely productive. If he gives you, 7 for 70 and a touchdown, you still feel good about that.
Yeah, I mean, or was it just kind of some kind of fluke where, Michael Wilson's never done this before. This is the first time we've ever seen this kind of, domination. Is that a matter of him actually getting better or just some kind of
opportunity
thing that happened because Jacoby Brissett threw the ball 150 times the last 3 games?
But you ride it while it's there because you see that script changing. No, I think Jacoby Brissett's going to throw it another 40 times today.
I mean, is there a world where Jacoby Brissett goes into next season as the fucking starter where they get rid of Kyler? There's not a great quarterback class necessarily coming out. So do they hold off on quarterback and just roll with like Brissett in this high octane fucking passing game?
Why wouldn't you? And Jacoby Brissett doesn't cost you that much. You can unload Kyler Murray for some draft picks potentially around draft time. Why wouldn't you? And then you just play it out.
Yeah, damn. Simpson, what's up, Simpson? Full PPR, flex one, Rico, BTJ, Jennings, or Godwin.
Man.
And also, guys, let us know what you think about the whole Cardinal situation. Michael Wilson, Marv, Kyler next season. But throw it in the chat. But yeah, all right, let's go. Rico, BTJ, Jennings, or Godwin.
Well, I think we're leaving Jennings out just because of that weather situation in San Francisco, right? Yep. Rico, obviously, we've been on Rico today with the Panthers.
Even though they're going against the Rams,
BTJ making his return. Are we convinced? He hasn't been good all season. And then Godwin, same thing. So you got a returning Godwin, you got a banged up Baker. In this scenario, that's a tough one. I'd still lean Rico here. It would be between Rico and BTJ.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna lean Rico here, but I could see the BTJ upside.
Yeah. I mean, the Jacksonville offense is just weird.
Yeah. It's the Green Bay. It's passing you never know what you're gonna get.
No, yeah. So yeah, give me Rico reluctantly, but yeah, give me Rico. Yes, we did go Baker over Purdy. Simpson, yeah, Baker over Purdy.
And in that game for San Francisco, they're gonna use CMC and Brian Robinson Jr. That should be the game plan. A little Kittle over the middle, little CMC in the flat, but I don't see a ton of explosive plays that would make Purdy more higher upside than Baker in this particular matchup. Baker playing in Tampa where it's probably like 75 degrees.
Right. I mean, McCaffrey hasn't been great even on the ground. Like,
no, but he's
just so good. Like the touches that he gets is ridiculous. This motherfucker right now,
I know, 81 catches on 100 targets. On 100 targets. I looked at it last night.
He's just a wide receiver playing running back out there.
Yes, he is.
That's got to be even like wide receiver 2 numbers. Just on wide receiver usage. No,
close to it. I mean,
like
and
if he took out all the rushing, like is that wide receiver 2 numbers right there?
And he's got 5 receiving touchdowns.
81 for 785 and 5 tutties.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a steal in drafts this year. I think we all kind of underestimated him. I mean, I had him getting drafted, at least for me in my rankings, was like middle, back end first, almost, middle to end to back first. But we all fucked up.
But like you said, his rushing efficiency is nothing to, he's got 7 touchdowns on the ground, which obviously is good, but this is his lowest yards per carry in his career, by the way. 3.6 a carry, 3.7, let's call it. But the receiving is just insane right now.
And I've seen some people even with the CMC Jonathan Taylor combo. Round 1 and 2, which is just ridiculous. And if you were able to pull off like a JSN in the third, oh my god.
Yep, that's league winning stuff right there.
Judkins or Harvey?
Judkins. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going Judkins too. But remember in the beginning of the season we were talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I was like, watch him just get fucking peppered like he's Justin Jefferson out there, and even more than that, he's getting peppered. I mean, his target share is ridiculous. Like, it's like 40%. I
was getting ready to say it's got to be in the high 30s.
It's crazy. And it's like, it's almost like the Cooper Kupp, like from years ago, right? Like, that he's gonna get the ball,
and you can't do anything about it.
Fucking wide open on every play. There's nothing that you can do.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy
and
too?
It's not even just short; it's deep stuff. It's intermediate.
Everything.
It's absolutely everything.
And it's crazy because if you look at his physical makeup, he's not physically imposed. He's not DK Metcalf. He's not Julio Jones. He's not Calvin John. He's not that. Like you said, he's in that Cooper. He's in that Cooper Kupp mold.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like that Amon-Ra type where they're just good technician, route runners, slottish guys, but can also play on the outside.
And his hands are insane.
Right.
Yeah, they got a good one there.
Oh, man. All right. Any more questions? Throw them out there.
I got one for the chat. Let me see. And this is in a league, in the Dynasty League, where I already have it locked up. But would you go Troy Franklin or Vidal? I think I'm leaning Vidal.
Yeah, I'll go Vidal. All right, I got one too. I need a flex here. Okay. Greg Dortch, Jaden Higgins, Tez Johnson, or Trey Tucker.
Well, the Dortch thing, I think, slides down because now you got Marv back in the fold with Michael Wilson hot and Trey McBride. So I'm getting Dortch up out of there. I know Dortch was good the last couple of games. Who else?
Tez Johnson. Trey Tucker. Jaden Higgins.
Trey Tucker's interesting.
I mean, he's interesting, but the targets are just fucking. I mean, he had 10 targets last week, but he did absolutely nothing with them. 3 for 28. I mean, but the targets are there because there's literally just nobody else there, really, except for Bowers, obviously. But they're going against the Chargers.
Right. Tez
is going against Arizona. I mean, it's decently.
He's been catching a couple touchdowns, but
decently interesting. But he has to catch a touchdown. He's not getting like a ton of targets or anything.
And you got Godwin back.
And then Godwin comes back. And then Higgins, you got CJ Stroud coming back. So it's not Davis Mills out there. I don't know. It might just be Higgins, I think, or Tucker.
Yeah, I might go with Tucker here. Jaden Higgins, like you said, it's been good. But are we going to get the same volume with CJ Stroud? I'm going to go Trey Tucker here and hope he catches a touchdown.
Or maybe just one big explosive play. I mean,
which is possible. which is certainly possible.
Yeah. I mean, he just hasn't done outside of that one fucking monstrous game. He hasn't really done jack. He's only had like 3 games over 10 points, and he hasn't been over like 15.
I got a good one. Another good one. Bucky Irvin or Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. It's tough. I mean, unless you're forced to really start Bucky, like it's hard. Like, does he go out there and get the majority of the work? Like, yeah, that could happen. But I mean, are they gonna really want to do that to him, especially when they know they have like 2 other guys that can take on the work that they need to get done with Sean Tucker and Rashard White? Like,
right.
It makes sense to ease him back in. Like, I don't you don't need to throw him back into some kind of 20-30 touch role 1 game out.
But also Aaron Jones has that rookie quarterback in a tough matchup.
Yeah, that's true too.
He does get good enough volume though. Even in the passing game, he's got 16 targets in the passing game in the last 3 weeks.
Right.
So you like that. And pretty efficient on the ground as well over the last month, really. 8.6, 5.2, 4.4, 4.5. Not a ton of, volume as far as rushing goes, but he's getting between 10 and 15, 10 and 16 opportunities a game. So yeah, I might lean Aaron Jones. Like I said, I'm locked in a playoff spot, but I still want to score some points to help my playoff seeding.
Right.
5th in points.
Oh shit! I forgot to take Burrow off IR in 1 league.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck.
I noticed that. That's against me.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, the problem is that I can't change my fucking lineup now at all.
No,
because
Burrow's on IR.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, I'm not trying to win anyway, but still.
No, but you can put Tua in.
No, I can't. I can't make any moves. I can't change my lineup at all unless I take the person off of IR. But Burrow played already.
Oh shit!
So I can't. It locks I can't do anything.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't like it either. Not for the IR. Like, oh wait, no, it did let me take him off. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Maybe it did. What the Joe Burrow bench. All right, it did. It did. Okay. All right, so we good. I mean, I can't put him in obviously now, but instead of JJ McCarthy, I could play Tua. Caddy, what up, Caddy? Start Kyron or Harvey?
2 good matchups. Yeah, I like Kyron here, but I could see Harvey getting some razzle dazzle work in the passing game as well. Harvey's involved. Kyron, not so much in the passing game, but I'm gonna go Kyron here just because he does get a pretty good workload. Blake Corum is lingering. And if this turns into any kind of blowout, Kyron might not get the lion's share. Now, interestingly enough, Kyron's only averaging like 13 carries a game in the last 3. So he's not getting that 20, 25 carry workload. So you can make the case for Harvey here, but I'm still gonna go with Kyron in a really good offense with a chance to punch in a touchdown, maybe even 2, depending on how the game script plays out. So I'll still go with Kyron here, but I could see a situation where you'd rather go with Harvey.
Right. Philip said Hodgins or Waller in a half tight end premium.
Ooh. I mean, I kind of like Waller here. When he was playing, he was getting, kind of like Waller here.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Waller too. I don't think I've got any other decisions. Let's see if there's any other questions in the chat. No. Good there. Double checking everything. All right. Well, Wandell or Dunze rest of season. How can you
Wandell.
not say Wandell? I mean, yeah,
Wandell.
Wandell's been
Balling.
solid. There's nobody else there. You're getting Jackson Dart back as well, who's he looks like he can throw the football too. So
yeah, absolutely. And Odunze is after that first month, he's just been kind of non-existent for the most part. He's had 2 really good games mixed in there, but
right.
would you have ever thought going into December that Wandell would be wide receiver 11 and Odunze would be wide receiver 19? No, I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card. So
Not
yeah,
11. I think that even given last year, what did he finish last year?
He was pretty good, but not. And it wasn't. Remember, the quarterback situation wasn't as good as it was this year. He was cute. He was wide receiver 36 in PPR, full PPR.
So he was
right there in the French 3, but low end.
Right.
But still commanded 140 targets last year, which
right.
Really good.
Right. So with a better quarterback and offensive situation, like it makes sense.
Wide receiver 11.
He started doing his thing. Yeah.
He's 5'8".
Yeah, he's small, but I don't know. He don't play like it.
No. And he kind of, and I'm not saying he's this guy, but he reminds me a little JSN-ish when you watch kind of how he plays. I'm not saying he's JSN. I'm not saying that. But with the eye test, because he's such a not physically imposing dude, like I said, JSN isn't, but he was out there. You watch him against the Lions or pretty much all season. He's just out there getting the ball, running good routes, being open. Obviously, the combination of Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston makes it obviously a better upgrade than what they had last year. But yeah, man, Wandell's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, people forget he was a 2nd-round pick. I mean, 43rd overall. Like that's top 50 draft capital. Like he's good. Yeah. I think we all kind of underestimated, and then just being in a shitty situation. So if something would happen to Moore, would you still have Wandell over him?
Not necessarily. And also, too, another revelation for the Bears is they have 2 really good running backs now.
Right.
So that's kind of going to lean into, especially as it gets cold, and it's cold as shit in Chicago around this time, and those divisional games with the Bears. Now, the Giants, too, they play in the Northeast. But yeah, no, I think I'm still rolling with Wandell just from that standpoint, based on what I've seen this season. Like that's what I have to go off of.
Yeah. All right, throw any last questions in the chat before we hop up out of here. But yeah, good luck everybody these last 2 weeks crunch as we come down to this stretch, the real crunch time here. I'm looking good in my redrafts. I'm looking good in most of my dynasties that I am actually competing in. Otherwise, I've tried to do my best to work my way to the bottom, legally, obviously, by starting your best lineup and shit like that. But it gets tough. Like it gets tough to get the 101, the 102 when you actually have like good players on your team. So then it's like, okay, what happens with the injuries, right? So you get injuries and it's like, or other players get injuries, and now you're trying to go give up some of your star players to get some of the hurt star players so that you can not score points but still have star players. And like it gets really interesting in Dynasty with injuries and trying to get to the bottom to get a higher draft pick.
There's definitely a strategy involved for sure. We've talked about that.
Yeah. Last week of the regular season for Caddy here fighting for the last playoff spot, he said.
Nice. So he ends his week in 13.
Yeah, I think he had the same thing last year. I think. Remember, he was telling us where it starts a week earlier.
I think it's because it's 2 weeks playoffs. I think,
but it just sucks because there's still buys. So how can you, So that's like even more like strategic wise. Like, all right, you got to make sure you don't got guys and buys those weeks, or trade those guys before the deadline to, make sure you got some healthy guys.
That's another wrinkle.
But all right, let's get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Smash that like, smash a subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you. Good luck. We out.
And go Pack Go, baby.
No.
Jordan Love, Pookie Bear getting it
Somebody
done.
turn this off.